topic for this video is a remedy for business change headaches. All leaders and teams have to deal with disruptive changes that can feel to them like a headache, such as new board directives, shifting customer needs, and team conflicts. Another example, a friend had a terrible time during a poorly led merger. She described it as more stressful than getting married, than having a baby, and moving to another country. People can experience disruptive change in businesses and organizations as a frustrating, life-sucking, de-energizing contraction. Do you know someone who has had a bad experience with disruptive change? Stories like this happen all the time. But what if you and your team didn't have to experience change this way? The remedy I want to give you is a clear line of sight. With a clear line of sight, you and your team can navigate disruptive change with greater self-awareness, fewer struggles, and less drama. What is a clear line of sight? Every team, including yours, has a core understanding called a line of sight that determines what and who adds value. It shapes your path forward, answering questions like, what gets rewarded? Why will customers choose you? How are conflicts resolved? And who makes which decisions? And the clarity of your team's line of sight determines how you process and navigate disruptive change. By default, your team already has a line of sight. It was built through formal and informal agreements. The question is this: is it clear or fuzzy? Did you inherit it or create it? Do you even know what it is? I like this expression. Change is inevitable and uncomfortable, but suffering is optional. Extreme suffering in organizations, like what my friend experienced, happens when a group's line of sight becomes blurred and its members are unable or unwilling to engage in the critical conversations required to repair it. Hopefully you're not experiencing any of these, but symptoms of a fuzzy line of sight include people don't trust how a group functions. Getting things done requires pushing. Political maneuvering is more of a focus than business results, and creativity and collaboration are stunted. You get the point. Business and life are harder without a clear line of sight. This video series will give you the unique ability to recalibrate your team's line of sight as you go through normal evolutionary stages. By the way, this is not just theory. We apply these principles in partnership with clients across the globe every day and have done so for over a decade. Here's a sneak peek into one case study we will unpack later in this video series. Two founders of a rapidly growing biotech got hung up. Their leadership style was for both of them to be involved in every key decision, which, although typical for their evolutionary stage as leaders at the time, was creating a bottleneck and upsetting employees. The tools in this video series were applied. A quick analysis of their line of sight revealed that their current primary constraint to leading change was their roles. As a consequence, one of them became the CEO and the other the COO. Next, they clarified how decisions were made and the bottleneck was resolved. Employees were happy again and the customer experience improved. Not surprisingly, even more rapid growth ensued. 15 years later, this company serves the world's leading pharmaceutical companies with over 1,000 employees and labs in the US, Europe, and China. My goal is to introduce you to a unique set of change leadership concepts and tools. I really want to show you how you can unlock the fastest path to higher sustainable performance with the greatest return on investment for you and your business. Here is what you will find inside this toolbox. First, a definition for effective change leadership. Second, a process for building high-performing teams. Third, the 7 critical conversations, a way to recalibrate a clear line of sight. Fourth, the business triangle, a framework to design a customer-centered business. Fifth, the enterprise map, a process to design an optimal organizational structure. And sixth, the evolutionary stages, a lens to anticipate how your leadership style and organizational structure must evolve. Click on the button below and we'll send you a link to the next video within 24 hours. We've applied these concepts and tools with hundreds of leaders and teams, and I truly believe that watching these videos will be a powerful step for you in developing the critical capacity and capability for change leadership for you and your team.